So you leave Howard
Right.
before graduation and join the Air Force. Why'd you do that?
Because I got kicked out of Howard for being uninterested, and that was what I was supposed to do. And so I was actually embarrassed to go back home and say, "Oh, here's your boy. You know, he's come back home. He just got kicked out of college because he won't study. He's in there reading poetry and reading stuff and writing stuff, you know, but he won't study, you know, the stuff you want him to study." So I joined the Air Force, which was a very, very stupid move. But on the other hand, the dialectic of that is very funny because, like I said, I became the night librarian down in Puerto Rico, and which gave me the opportunity to order books from all over the world, order records from all over the world, and so complete my education, so to speak. You know. Yeah.
And this little group, I'm just amazed at the group you described that studied at night with you.
Yeah.
Blacks, whites, a wide variety
Puerto
of people.
Ricans,
Puerto Ricans,
Latinos, yeah, even
Yeah.
Chicano, right?
Yeah.
How did they get together?
Yes, and are you in touch with any of them now?
I don't. Well, the one that I became close to was the painter William White, who died maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. Occasionally I hear from one or the other of them. But you see, the thing about the service, that's such a forced kind of relationship, you know, that a lot of times it wouldn't exist otherwise. But these were people who had some affinity first through the music, you know, and from the fact that we obviously were intellectuals and gravitated to each other in the context of that, you know. I got kicked out of the service too. I mean, I had a perfect record. First got kicked out of college, and I got kicked out of the service. But these were people who either loved the music or who wanted to be artists, you know what I mean, or who just were very curious homeboy types. We had this Mexican guy in there who was absolutely white, blonde hair, white looking guy. He looked like a movie star, you know, that type, except when he opened his mouth. Or if he opened his hand, he had the cross between
Tattoo.
his finger, the Pacheco, what is it, Pacheco?
Pacheco
thing.
I think.
And so one time somebody said something about, you know, these spics, and he said, "So what'd you say, brother?" Because he had that slow Texas drawl. "What'd you say, brother?" Whoop, he cut this guy from his eye to it. So he used to be in there too. I mean, his name was Grego. I mean, he used to be sitting in there. We'd be learning about. So I sometimes wonder about Grego. I said, what? Somebody that violent, yet who looked like Brad Pitt, a Brad Pitt Mexicano looking dude. Where is he today? What is he doing? What became of his life? A guy who sat with us through our reasoning from Bach to Mozart, you know what I mean, to Beethoven, to what happened to his life? I mean, we were studying, actually.
So far as you know, did any of them become artists of any kind?
Yeah, one guy named Phil Perkins was a photographer. There were two photographers in the group. Two photographers. One was a writer painter. A guy used to call himself Yodafis T. Silya. He had been in the service 12 years when I met him. And he had 3 stripes for the two. But see, a lot of people in the service, when you get in there, are there like, you know, it's a steady job, as they used to say, 3 hots and a flop. You know, it was a gig, you know what I mean? They could be there. So he had been there 12 years because he really had nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. You know, he educated himself to the extent that he did there. And our little salon in the library, which I was the librarian, so I was in charge, it wasn't like that. So this was postgraduate study for us, you know. But I'm a brother named Carl Lombard, who's gave me his complete works that I have to publish one day, you know. He was a painter. You know, William White went to New York. I kept telling White, then don't go to Howard, whatever you do, don't go to Howard. He immediately went to Howard and then went to New York. We met again down Lower East Side. He died, unfortunately, much too early. But he was a painter, and as a matter of fact, William White's paintings one day will emerge. I mean, I know that one day people will understand that this guy was a formidable kind of painter.